the city where hope springs eternal. Rome is a city proud of its ancient, glorious heritage, the center of a civilization that once expanded its empire throughout Europe, Africa, and Asia. Rome is steeped in history and Christianity. First-time visitors may feel overwhelmed by everything this magnificent city has to offer. After all, you can find history and art on almost every street corner. That's why visitors should do their homework to narrow down what they want to see and do before boarding a plane to the Italian capital. Number 10. Galleria Borghese. The Galleria Borghese is an art gallery originally built as a party villa by Cardinal Borghese in the 17th century. A nephew of Pope Paul V, the cardinal was also a patron of the arts. Today, the Galleria houses many paintings, sculptures, and antiquities from his collection, including works by Titian and Bernini. The National Museum of Musical Instruments is also located here. Number 9. Piazza Navona. One of Rome's most famous squares, Piazza Navona was established towards the end of the 15th century, preserving the shape of the ancient Roman stadium that once stood here. The buildings surrounding the square now occupy the spots where spectators once sat. Today, Piazza Navona boasts 3 magnificent fountains and is a popular place to enjoy a cappuccino, shop, and watch street performers. Number 8. Castel Sant'Angelo. Originally built as a mausoleum for Emperor Hadrian and his family in 123 AD, Castel Sant'Angelo was later converted into a fortress and castle by the popes. Once the tallest building in Rome, it housed the ashes of other emperors, which were scattered when the Visigoths invaded in 410. It also served as a prison, but today Castel Sant'Angelo is a museum. It was featured as a setting in the film Angels and Demons. Number 7. Roman Forum. Situated in a small valley between the Palatine and Capitoline Hills, the Roman Forum was for centuries the bustling heart of ancient Rome. It was the site of triumphal processions, elections, public speeches, and commercial affairs. Today, it is a sprawling ruin with architectural fragments, including the Arch of Titus and the Temple of Saturn. Number 6. Spanish Steps. This monumental stairway of 135 steps was built in the 18th century with French funds to link the Bourbon Spanish embassy to the Holy See below. The steps are often crowded with tourists and locals who gather there. Each May, the steps are adorned with beautiful pink azaleas. At the foot of the Spanish Steps is Piazza di Spagna and a sober fountain designed by Bernini. Number 5. Trevi Fountain. Completed in 1762, the world-famous Trevi Fountain features a mythological sculpture of Neptune, the god of the sea, flanked by two tritons. Its name comes from its location at the junction of three roads, Trevi in Latin. The fountain was the setting for an iconic scene in Fellini's La Dolce Vita. Legend has it that if you throw a coin into the fountain, you are destined to return to Rome. Number 4. Vatican Museums. The Vatican Museums began in the 16th century with a collection of sculptures by Pope Julius II. Today, they consist of several museums within Vatican City, housing some of the world's most important relics. Highlights include the Spiral Staircase, the Raphael Rooms, and the Sistine Chapel, where Michelangelo painted the ceiling between 1508 and 1512. His work on the ceiling, especially the Last Judgment, is considered one of his greatest achievements. To manage the crowds, the museums offer 4 itineraries, ranging from 1.5 to more than 5 hours, all ending at the Sistine Chapel. Number 3. Pantheon. One of the best preserved Roman buildings, the Pantheon was built in 126 AD as a temple to all the Roman gods. It has been a Roman Catholic church since the 7th century. The temple's front features 8 granite Corinthian columns, with smaller columns in the rear. Despite being 2,000 years old, the Pantheon's dome remains the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome. The building was reconstructed by Emperor Hadrian in the 2nd century. Number 2. St. Peter's Basilica. The center of the Catholic world, St. Peter's Basilica is an enormous church with an interior height of 400 feet, tall enough to fit both the Space Shuttle and the Statue of Liberty. The basilica stands on the traditional site where Peter the Apostle was crucified and buried. Construction on the current building began in 1506 and was completed in 1615. Famous artists such as Michelangelo and Bernini contributed to the design, with Michelangelo creating the dome and Bernini designing the iconic St. Peter's Square. Number 1. Colosseum. The Colosseum is one of Rome's most famous landmarks. Construction began under Emperor Vespasian of the Flavian dynasty in 72 AD and was completed by his son Titus in 80 AD. The elliptical amphitheater could hold up to 50,000 spectators, who came to watch gladiatorial combat, public executions, and other spectacles. Built from stone and concrete, the Colosseum is the largest amphitheater ever constructed and remains one of the most impressive feats of Roman architecture and engineering.